G'day, Steel Nation. Welcome back to the Ironcast and episode 12, I believe. Thanks, guys, for checking out the channel and Steel Nation Australia. Thank you for all the comments over the last few days, and thank you if you are subbing. Guys, today's one will be just a bit more relaxed and talking about Steelers, but I do want to start off with the world-breaking news, the overall sickening news that happened a few days ago. And I am so far removed from the situation. I live in Australia. I'm so far away, but it doesn't make it any better. It doesn't make it any easier to talk about that sick people out there, sick-minded people out there, go and do this to kids. You know what I'm saying? Life is life, and we're all on this planet to do one thing, is to have a human experience and trying to figure out what we want to do in life, trying to figure out how we want to be as a human, how to be good to others, how to be respectful to others, how to have fun, laugh, watch our Steelers, do all those things, right? So on a personal level, people like that are absolutely beyond disgusting, beyond just terrible psycho people. They are absolutely psycho. Whoever did that, I don't even know who did it, but I don't watch the news too much. I try and steer clear from the news. I try and live my life just by watching, Steeler stuff, going out there into my community, having fun with my family and friends. I don't really watch the news too much because I get over all the fear. I can't stand all the fear and propaganda and all that crap. But when I did see and hear the news, I think it was yesterday, I was like, you absolute sick piece of rubbish. Now I would want to swear, but you deserve worse than hell. Let me leave it there. Absolutely, whoever you don't. There should be two rules. Two rules in life. Don't stuff around with kids and don't stuff around with dogs. That should be the two big rules in any circumstance to do with what we do. And you're living, I'm living. We're trying to have a human experience, trying to be positive in this world. And there's two rules: don't mess around with kids and don't mess around with dogs. Absolutely disgusting. Just disgusting overall. I can't not stress how terrible that would be for the families involved in the situation, knowing that their little kid is gone because of that. Now, I'm not getting into the politics of why, but overall, it's horrible, absolutely horrible. So, with great respects to the people of this tragedy, because it's happening far too much, and if you're that what goes through your mind? What goes through your mind to actually think about doing something like that? I don't get that. I went to like years ago. I've got a big interest in like psychology, philosophy, sociology, things like that. Right? I love that kind of stuff. I love like why do people do things, and these kind of events. You think why? Are you that messed up in the head? Are you that traumatized by something? You have to go and do that. Like for me, I wanted to come up. I was being out driving Uber today, and I was like, I didn't feel my best. I did 3 deliveries. I was like, oh, I'm not really feeling it. Not feeling. I don't really feel like being on the road today. Just want to kind of have a quiet time to myself. Come home, and I might drive later. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to go up and record a podcast and start talking about the Steelers and their life situation. And you're like, that's a thought process that you can you think about and you do it. But what they did, I can't even comprehend these people, what their minds are going through, because their minds aren't there. Their brain is absolutely psychopathic. It's bad. So had to start with that, guys. Hopefully I didn't pull any two strings, but I wanted to get my opinion out there and say my respects, because that's just fucking unbelievable. Okay. And yeah, man, what a crazy 2 years. What a crazy few years we're going through. But let's change gears as best we can. We have now Omar Khan. Omar Khan is a Pittsburgh Steeler. So yeah, sorry guys if you don't want to be talking about the life stuff, but I do incorporate life into my channel, Steelers channel and life too. It's all part of it. I can't be a robot. And it's just, what are you doing? Okay, let's talk about Omar Khan. Omar Khan was official yesterday, so I think I have up the Steelers website up here. Let me just read it off what they're saying on the Steelers. Man, I've been using Steelers.com a lot, so I've been looking into that because they're the number one source. They are it's coming straight from the Steelers. There was ideas around, I think Shefty and a few other guys were talking about Omar Khan coming in as a GM. So they say here that the Pittsburgh Steelers will formally introduce Omar Khan as a new general manager during a press conference on excellent. Okay, coming up. So this Friday. So very cool to see. Very cool to see that Omar Khan will have his own press conference at 10 a.m. Friday, May 27th at the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex. That's excellent. So he can start talking to the Steeler crowd and Steeler Nation. That's exciting. I'm aware that Omar Khan has been doing I guess the financial stuff with the business the last 20 years. So it's no one new. It's no one new to the organization. For me, it's kind of like, it's new to me because I don't really look into the business side or, as far as I go on that standpoint, I know who Art Rooney is. I know who the chief was. I know who those guys were, and Dan Rooney, late Dan Rooney. But for me, it kind of stops there because I'm not in the office, I don't know what they overall do. I know that Omar Khan was a financial guy. I know that he's been a part of the Steelers, I think, since 2001. I think he used to be with Carolina back in the day. So he's definitely earned an upgrade. Earned an upgrade with the Steelers and a promotion. So that's excellent. So, it goes on to say here that Steelers Nation Radio talks about it, but Omar Khan's a new guy. And I think, Kevin Colbert has now been there for 20 years. And here was a quote from Rooney. He says, "I am pleased to announce Omar Khan as our next general manager. Omar has been an integral part of football operations during his 21 years. So Omar Khan's been 21 years of the team. I trust that. I trust that completely. 21 years of the team. I trust my whole Steeler black and gold heart with that. 100%. It says the new and that experience will serve him well in the new position as a general manager. So he signed a 4-year contract. It says here, Khan has signed a 4-year contract. That's excellent. Khan, 45, has worked with the Steelers. So he's only young. He's only 45 years old. Steelers in a variety capacities for over 21 years. The most recent role being team's vice president, football and business administration. All right. Khan will work closely with Rooney, Colbert, and coach Mike Tomlin in day-to-day overall management of football operations. Does that mean Kevin Colbert isn't going away? Does that mean Kevin Colbert's stepping back a little bit to see out through the process? Maybe he's around for another year. I don't know. He said here, Khan says, "I am extremely excited for the opportunity to be general manager for the Pittsburgh Steelers," said Khan. And bloody oath you would be. And you've already been working there. You've already been working there for 21 years. So this is like, the business is nothing new. It's the role would be something, completely new, right? Goes on to say here, before joining the Steelers, Khan worked with the New Orleans, not Panthers, in 2000. He's been there 21 years. I trust it. I trust the organization 100%. Can't wait to see what he can do, and I can't wait to see the Steelers getting back in that winning circle, getting back. You know what, guys? I've been getting a lot of flack recently. A lot of flack doing the week one. Steeler fans and a lot of Bengals fans. The minute you talk about the Bengals now, they come out of the woodwork. So if I say Bengals, then all these comments come in saying there's no way you're going to beat us week one. We have 4 months to go until the season, right? A bit of a 3.5 months till the season, and the Bengals fans already think that they've won the game. In their minds, they think that we are 0-1. So just hold that to your hearts, Bengal fans. You're out there, because hold that to your heart. Because if you are already thinking you've won the game, there is more pressure on you than there is on the Steelers. There's zero pressure on the Steelers. We've already lost. It doesn't matter, right? I find it funny that the Bengals have won 3 games, versus us in a row, and they've won 3 games in the playoffs, and they think they're king. Yeah, that's right. They think they're king of everything, but they're not. They're not. What else is going on? So in the news too, I think we had Stephon Tuitt has not been a part of the OTAs. So if I go back to Steelland and I get a bit of a coffee, because this one's, it's chilling. We're chilling, right? Hang on. So we know that Stephon Tuitt is, didn't turn up for OTAs. But there was a quote out there from Cameron Hayward, I believe. Was it Hayward? No, I think it was Tyson Alualu. It was Tyson Alualu was interviewed on Steelers.com on YouTube, and they started asking him about Stephon Tuitt. And Alualu pretty much said he will be here in some capacity. So whether that's hopefully over the next few weeks and maybe the OTAs, he might skip them completely. Maybe he'll come into minicamp. I still think that he has a good chance to come to the Steelers, and I think that Tuitt, if he turns up, this could be like a comeback year for Tuitt. He hasn't played football for 1 year, and if he can come back to the Steelers and really start to lay the smackdown, like I would say, look out. I would honestly say look out for this defense to be top 5, or top 10, pushing top 5, right? So it has been, mum's the word, quiet time. We just have been in speculation mode for pretty much all of last year, and now leading up to the minicamp. Tuitt didn't go to the OTAs, but you don't have to. And Mike Tomlin even stressed enough. He said Mike Tomlin was like, well, all this stuff is voluntary. You don't need to. You don't need to come to the OTA. So we will see shortly if Tuitt does come into minicamp, and I think he will. I've got a feeling that this is a comeback year. We're getting out of this pandemic, and there's a lot of crazy things going on. But Tuitt coming back, I think him working with Cameron Hayward and him working with Alualu, those are 3 fellas you do not want to verse. I know they're older in the head. There is some other non Steeler channels chatting about this, and they don't like the fact that you have Alualu and Tuitt, but I do. I like the fact that they're old heads. I like the fact that Liao and Chris Wormley and those guys can work behind them, and also Miles Jack and Devin Bush will be able to work behind them too. So I like the fact that I think if Tuitt can come back to the Steelers, I think he'll have a comeback year. And I think it's going to be the band of brothers again. I really do. I think him and Cameron Hayward are ready to wreck. Like the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, they are sick of losing. They are sick of losing to the Bengals 3 in a row, and they're sick of losing in the playoffs. It is time with a new regime. We have the new quarterback competition as well, even though Kevin Dotson may have spoiled it the last few weeks. Kevin Dotson said, well, Mitchell Trubisky would be number 1. Now, there are some theories out there that Kevin Dotson is just saying Trubisky will be number 1 for camp. I do believe that Trubisky will start week 1 against the Bengals. He'll go in there and throw 3 or 4 touchdowns and win. But I'm biased. What do you do? Take my view with a grain of salt. There are some comments out there that people actually think like, I think someone called me, one of the Bengals guys said, do you actually believe that the Steelers are better than the Bengals? And I'm like, well, I think it's 50-50. Right? I think our running back is better than Joe Mixon. I think Najee's better. I think our offensive line will be better to give Trubisky a chance. The thing is with the Steelers right now, we haven't seen we don't know what to expect. We have a lot of stars and skilled players, but we don't know what to really expect in this offense, right? We do know what to expect on the defense. We do know it's going to be Terrell Evans and Minka at the back. Hopefully shut down corners and Levi Wallace and Witherspoon. Miles Jack and Devin Bush. People are calling Devin Bush a bust. I don't believe that. I think him coming back, looking better, and working on that knee, full season off now, ready to go, and Miles Jack ready to go. I reckon we can surprise some people because going into the week number 1, we're already the underdog, and I don't get that. All right, so yeah, it's not overall a big deal, guys. It's not overall a big deal for Tuitt not being there. I think also Deontay Johnson wasn't there too, for some odd reason, but that's not a big deal either, Also, I need to do a bit of catch up. There's still some good stuff going on. TJ Watt had an interview with Missy Matthews. Missy's doing good things over there too. Like the team is getting back together. This is the point now where we want to cheer the black and gold on, right? We've got Frymouth going in second year. Omar Khan, he's the new general manager, and maybe Kevin Colbert sticks around from certain things. QBs that are we have Rudolph is trying to get number 1. Now, I don't believe he'll be number 1. I believe it'll be Trubisky or Pickett, right? We pretty much have 3 new quarterbacks and Rudolph. No Big Ben era. So here we are, sitting in May. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting really excited. I'm seeing Coach Mike Tomlin out there handling the press as he does always, as best he does, right? He talked about the other day too, laying the foundation. He mentioned it about 5-6 times. he said we need to lay the foundation. I get this feeling, guys. Like I know I say it every year. I say it every year, right? The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win Super Bowl, but I get this feeling that this year, because we don't have Big Ben, there's a new era of whoever the quarterback could be. If it's Trubisky, if it's Mason Rudolph has a new lease on life and he goes out there and plays, whatever quarterback gets in that situation, right? With the maybe a possibly new center, Mason Cole, I do believe it could be Kendrick Green. But if there's a new center, you know what I'm saying? James Daniels at guard. It seems to be like all eyes are going to be on the Steelers because a lot of NFL fans, Bengal fans, Ravens fans, Browns fans are saying we're done, we're over. And I just don't believe that. I don't believe that one bit. I actually think we got better. I think we got better in the offseason. I know it sounds funny, but I think Big Ben's time was up. We can look back now at the history and look back, at the previous games and over his 17, 18-year career, whatever it was, right? Half my viewing experience for the Steelers. And now going into this season, right? It's exciting. It's very exciting to know that TJ Watt just came off Defensive Player of the Year. Cameron Hayward's out there making social media videos that are quite funny and hilarious. Minka may get paid going into the season. Still don't know about Joe Hayden, but it's quite exciting to see these players that I don't think we've done too bad in the offseason, to be honest. Like, if you look overall, we've got some good players in the draft now. We have Austin and Pickens, who's a physical receiver. I don't think we've done too bad overall in the offseason. I think this Steeler team will be discounted 100%. 110% they'll be discounted and be like, oh, we're going to beat those guys easy. But now we have younger depth in the quarterback room. So if it's Trubisky or Pickett, who knows, right? But it doesn't matter because whoever's there is going to be able to feed the ball to Najee. Whoever's behind Najee, some of the guys who are undrafted, or even if Benny Snell and McFarland have a new lease on life, I think this team can start to play winning football. Matt Canada has the chance now to really grab this team by the horns and take over and say, let's go out there and win. Because Big Ben, we all know that he was calling the shots. Like it looked like he was calling it 3rd and 3, and you want to try and run a play to get 5 yards. Big Ben's like, nah, we're going to throw it 50, 40 yards or 35 yards to try and get a TD, and that didn't work. So I think it'll be less stress on the team without Big Ben being there because we knew that you just couldn't bench him. There's no way you could bench him. We have the older heads like Cameron Hayward now, TJ Watt, and 3rd year Alex Highsmith. They're probably saying to each other, sitting down in the classroom, going, "We need to win. We need to go out there and win." So yeah, guys, I'm excited. I know it was a crazy little podcast here, just talking football. With respects again to the people of Texas, and I can't even. That's just unbelievable. So with great respects to them. Pittsburgh Steelers now are going into OTAs this whole week and next week, and then mini camp, then training camp, and then preseason, and then football's back. So we have to enjoy this part too, guys. We need to enjoy the Steelers now, because if you don't enjoy every day that you see them start, working out, improving their skills and their craft, then you miss it. But then by that time, Big Ben's gone, or Heath Miller's gone, or just players like that. You think, oh man, I wish I would have saw them play. I wish I really would have appreciated them play. So this year, like, I'm going to probably focus on, like, I think my favorite player right now is Najee Harris. So I'll probably focus on him to see what he can do. I think he can go out there and have a really good year behind this O-line. I think a mobile quarterback's also going to help him too. Just for the fact that when the play breaks down, I think Najee will be available to catch that football and to run and get first down. So, hey guys, thank you for checking out the Ironcast and another podcast from Steel Nation Australia. I do appreciate it. Yeah, what a good time! What a good time to be a Steeler fan. It's I know the world is against us because no one thinks we're going to win. Absolutely, no one thinks we're going to win. But look what happened. Look what happened last year with the Bills. Nobody thought we'd go and beat the Bills, and they went into their house, blocked the field goal, and won. So I think the Steelers have done everything this offseason, the draft. I have zero complaints. You've dealt with Kevin Colbert leaving. You got Omar Khan. You got some good players in the draft with future maybe franchise quarterback Kenny Pickett. Receivers, Leal, Mark Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Got a few people, and you got a few people as well from the I think the biggest free agent addition, maybe Miles Jack at middle linebacker. He hasn't been talked about that much either, so he might go out there and wreak havoc. All right, guys, thank you for checking out Still Nice Australia, and I'll see you later.